Okay, y'all. So I have some unpopular opinions about Ginny and Georgia season 3. And I want y'all to hear me out. And I want y'all to tell me if y'all can agree with some or all of what I'm about to say. So I am on episode 9 of season 3. So my first unpopular opinion I want to start with is Braisha. Now I love Braisha down. Braisha is the representative of what it means to have a good black female friendship. Like, she's awesome. She's been there for Jenny since she got there. She has involved and acclimated Jenny to the black community at their school. Great. What I don't like is how male centered they made Braisha this season. Like, I feel like there's so much more over 3 seasons that we could know about Braisha or have been shown about Braisha. Um, like her being in the play. Like, was she always a theater kid? Can we get to see that? Has she been in other plays and summer camps? Like, any backstory about her? I had started a rewatch of season 1, to get prepped for this season. And when she's first introduced, she mentions field hockey to Jenny, and then Jenny tells her she's not athletic. But it's like, we don't ever see Braisha at any games that I can remember. I don't remember seeing Braisha play field hockey. I don't remember seeing her boyfriend come to support her at any of her games. So it's just like they're lacking personal development outside of her friendship with Jenny. And with there not being many other black characters featured, I think it would be awesome if they delved into what different black experiences in Wellsbury are like. Also, they keep alluding to Braisha's brother, and I don't know if they setting it up for her brother to get with Jenny down the road, because that's what I've been feeling. Like, maybe she's going to finally meet Braisha's brother, and then they're going to hit it off. But otherwise, why y'all keep mentioning yet another black male character that's supposed to have all this positive stuff going on for him, and we don't get to see him? Like, while we're on the topic of unpopular opinions about black characters on Ginny and Georgia, Zion. I like Zion still. I know he really messed up this season taking Jenny away from her mom. Got you. But I also have some understanding of that. Like, trying to rectify, you can't make up for the past. Like, what's done is done. But trying to be better where we're at in the present and for the future, like, y'all give my man Zion a break. Also love Simone. Love Simone for him. Love him for Simone. Love the black love. Georgia's beautiful. We all know that. But that was not a good representation of a healthy relationship. And I believe Zion deserves one. I believe Jenny deserves to see one. I think Jenny also deserves to see black women being loved. I think that's important because though she is biracial, she still presents as mostly black. Jenny is going to be looked at the world as a black woman. And she needs to know that black men can love her, that they can be successful together in a partnership, that it does not have to be toxic. So, yes, I'm Team Zion and Simone. And this might be my last take. We'll see how I feel when I finish these episodes. But Max. I don't like how they doing my girl Max this season. She is the epitome of check on your strong friend because they totally take her for granted. Max has been not necessarily, she's been silently crying out for help the whole season, and everybody keeps putting more and more on her. They take for granted her loyalty. They take for granted her positivity and her optimism, even though they know, as they call her, feely and dramatic and makes everything about herself. But that's all everybody does. I have not heard anybody check on Max to ask Max if she's okay this whole season. Like, she also has stuff going on. Her brother has been suicidal and struggling with depression. She has relationship issues. Granted, she puts those on herself. I know Max can be annoying. That's we all know a Max. But that don't mean that the people who say they love a Max can be a bad friend to her and then expect her to always put herself on the back burner and nobody's there for her. Like, quiet as it's kept, the reason why Max and Jenny probably bonded so quickly the way that they do is because they damn near the same person, except for Max grew up with stability and didn't have to deal with all of the crazy external turmoil that Jenny did. But Max is also always taking on everybody else's problems and making them her responsibility. And Jenny does the same thing. But Jenny gets a pass on it and gets more support and empathy for it because of her traumatic background. Whereas because Max was handed everything, so to speak, you know, in terms of a healthy, stable life, they seem to think that her doing that doesn't have the same weight as Ginny doing that. And I just think justice for Max. Max need to let go of all them girls, Ginny included, and find some real friends that really care about her, because Mang is not it. Mang gotta go. See, I'm already back with a part 2. I just finished episode 9, and another unpopular opinion. Georgia do need to go to jail, but not for being a serial killer, which she definitely is. She need to go to jail for all of the trauma and refusing to seek help for her son. Like, this boy Austin, he is going to grow up to be a Joe Goldberg at the rate that he is going. And I care for Austin, sympathy for Austin. But why? Actually, I know why. But she still need to get this boy some therapy. Whether she think he going to expose the family secrets or not, she need to get this boy some psychiatric help ASAP. Also, I realized I didn't fully elaborate on the Bracia being male-centered topic that I brought up in the first video. And I want to give a very specific example that I think sums up why I'm feeling the way I feel about what they're doing with Bracia's character. And that is when Ginny asked Bracia to come with her to the party in Cambridge with Wolf. And Bracia went. And then while they're there, as soon as they get there, it seems she gets a call from this Brian guy, her boyfriend. And then takes the call, which is like, okay, you couldn't just text him back. You couldn't say, hey, babe, I'm at a party. Let me text you. But then for him, either she invited him or he invited himself. And then now he's coming. So it was supposed to be what appeared to be a girls' night. Now Bracia's boyfriend is coming. And I don't know. It didn't seem like Ginny was bothered by it. But I was bothered by the fact that her character would do something like that after telling Ginny that she wasn't sure if she loved the boy and that she just wanted to have some fun. So it's like, then why are you letting him come to this? Like, y'all can do something else. Have a night out with your girl. Have fun. Okay, so let's talk about Paul now. I've been seeing a lot of Paul hate. And yeah, I mean, I get it. I'm not going to say I don't get it. I get it. But, like, let's just be honest here for a second. Like, he was a trick and a lick, and he got hit. And then he hit back. Like, what did y'all really expect for Paul to do personally? Like, I understand professionally, he made a lot of decisions to spite Georgia that were actually not in the best interest of his political career. Like, in my opinion, standing beside your wife to make sure that she doesn't go down would have only made him look good. Like, if she goes down, you go down, but if she's saved, you're saved. Like, so I don't understand why, if his mayoral and potential governor candidacy was what he really cared about, why he would not see it through with her, even if he didn't want to be romantically involved with her anymore. Like, yeah, I think that was stupid. But on a personal level, if somebody told y'all all those lies and basically scammed y'all, and then you find out they're a murderer, and then they lied to you about being pregnant, like, y'all really think Paul was supposed to stand beside her? Would y'all stand beside her, for real? Would you really let somebody do all that to you? So I think that, you know, y'all can go a little easy on Paul. I think that, yeah, enough was enough. And it was been enough. Okay, y'all, I'm recording these in real time. So I gotta come back, I gotta redact, or at least edit one of my unpopular opinions. And that is about Austin, because I see that Ginny finally convinced Georgia to put this boy in therapy, and that Georgia's gonna go too. Amen. There might be a chance to save this boy. She still is the villain for waiting all this time, though. Like, when he shot his daddy, that should have been, you know, the last straw that the boy needed therapy, but better late than never. Ellen. I was really holding off on having any commentary about Ellen, because I just want to say I get it. Again, just like Paul, like, I get it. She was in Wellsbury before Georgia got there and before they had a friendship, and if Georgia was to leave town and run away like she tried to do, Ellen would still have to be there dealing with all of the town politics. So I understand not talking bad about Georgia, trying not to pass any judgments, at least externally, that would make Georgia look any worse, but also having to take some space and distance as a friend when you find out that your friend is not who you thought they were, and that, they purposely were hiding stuff from you. And we're adults, so I get it. I've had friends that I've been friends with since middle school, and I probably still don't know everything about them, especially in their adult lives. Like, that's just real life. But when you have the element of, my kids have been around you, not even just been around you, like, my daughter is best friends with your daughter and my son is dating your daughter. Our lives are kind of linked, at least in this moment. And I don't know you the way I thought I did, so I get Ellen. And I wasn't going to make any commentary until this boy Marcus, has to go sit in front of the principal, and the principal is asking, is everything okay? And you find out your son has a drinking problem, and instead of looping in somebody at the school where he spends a good portion of his day and where he was doing things that y'all did not know about, like vandalizing and drinking in school, you would think that would be the opportunity to say, you know what, he has been struggling with something, and if there are any resources that you all know of to help us deal with this, to help him get on track and stay on track, I think that she should have done that. I completely understand it. I'm a black girl. I grew up as a black kid. What happens in the house, stay in the house. That's law in a black household. So again, I get it. But I don't think it was the right thing to do when your son is struggling with some things that are so serious. It would be one thing if he was just a party boy and drinking. It's like, okay, but when you pair the alcoholism with the depression, with the suicidal ideation, I just think she should not have kept this problem in-house, and it may ultimately be to the detriment of Marcus. When are we going to admit that Ginny never really wanted to be friends with Max, nor never really was her friend? Like, Max is so desperate to be loved, probably because she's a twin and always had to share the affection and attention that she got. But Ginny don't like that girl. Ginny is not that girl's friend. The way she looked at that girl and, like, told her that maybe we just grow apart and that's okay. Like, that was kind of sociopathic. I don't know. I didn't like the whole feel of that. Like, I get what Ginny was trying to express, but the way she did it was very heartless and cold. Now, Ginny has only ever kept Max close for access to Marcus. She is also obviously male-centered. That is also obviously because of her mother, Georgia, showing her that men are to be used, and her father leaving her so much as a child. She has been seeking love and validation from different boys in her life. Still doesn't give her an excuse to use Max and feign friendship with her just so that you could be close or have a reason or an excuse to be close to her brother, so that people are not questioning, why you're over there and what's going on, even though they all know it's for Marcus, and they give Ginny a pass. Okay, y'all, I finished episode 10. I am done with season 3. And I think that my last unpopular opinion is going to have to be about Joe. Now, we all love Joe. Everybody's shipping Joe and Georgia. And after everything Georgia been through, I do still think that she deserves good, healthy love. I think we all do. However, if Joe willingly puts himself into this situation after being a confidant for Georgia and knowing everything, but also being a confidant and a fly on the wall for all of the men in her life, when he was giving them beers and sitting behind the bar, ear hustling and listening to everything Georgia has put them through, from Zion to Paul to Gil. If he willingly puts himself in that, then he gets whatever he deserves. And I think Joe deserves the world, but Joe got to choose the world. And if he chooses Georgia over his ultimate peace and happiness, then whatever chaos ensues, he's going to deal with it. And I ain't going to have no sympathy or empathy for him, because unlike everybody else, she put it all out there on the table for Joe. So he can think that's romantic and not realize that he is being manipulated just like every other man. Y'all get the point. Point is, Joe don't really need to be with Georgia, even though I know y'all want them together. And if he chooses her,